What up? What up? What is up, everybody? Much love. Before I get started, quick shout out to Jeremy. Jeremy, thank you for the great comment. Truly appreciate it. Um, all of you, whoever come and view, whether if you're not on the Vibes team or if you guys are just cruising on through and you happen to stop by, don't ever hesitate. If you want me to look something up for you guys, maybe you're in a Pacific area, maybe you want me to look up to see if or when or is there a possibility of a quake hitting a certain area, please don't hesitate to ask, you guys. I would be gladly to do so to look that up for you guys. Before we do get into this, quick shout out to youtube.com and a loving shout out to all the subscribers being part of the Vibes team, you guys. Thank you so much. New York, not long ago, just got struck with a 2.5 magnitude earthquake, 10 kilometers from Somerset, New York State. Pretty interesting. Now, continuing on, we're going to go ahead and take a quick peek into Ontario, California. Glad this was mentioned because it gives me a chance to actually look into the different parts of the city areas of California, not just California, but throughout all the different states. Ontario, California. Now, there's Ontario, Canada, which we're going to get into, and of course, Ontario, California. Now, Ontario, California hasn't had too much activity going on. Now, in the past 24 hours, there's been 0 earthquakes, but here's the catch. Areas near Ontario, California have picked up a little bit of seismic activity. So, as far as the week to come, given for today, we're basically going in Wednesday, and so from Wednesday following into the next Wednesday to come, is there a possibility of a 1 or greater magnitude to strike in Ontario? Those of you who live on Ontario, California, guys, pay attention here for a quick sec. There is a lot of seismic activity going all throughout California state. Being a native, I've never could stand the earthquakes. Never. I hate them with a passion. I really do. Arizona now, being where we're at, we get earthquakes here and there, and believe it or not, Arizona is supposed to be the opposite. Arizona is supposed to be the California. Surprisingly, how stable it is. Now, continuing on with this Ontario deal, you guys, there is a possible chance. I'm going to list it at about 50% for the week. There is a chance of a very small type of a tremble. If not in Ontario, anywhere surrounding areas, there is a 50% chance of a possible earthquake within the area. Now, if I definitely knew you guys were going to get a 3-pointer or 2-pointer, boy, oh boy, I would definitely give you guys the warning. That's one thing. But as I was mentioning, you guys, in the past 7 days, surprisingly, only 30 earthquakes in the last 30 days, and 461 earthquakes in the past 365 days. Now, 3 earthquakes in the past 7 days that hit Ontario. That right there, just within a week's worth, by itself, in Ontario alone, that's where the chances become for another earthquake, and definitely a small earthquake. Nothing too dramatic, guys. You're not going to see nothing within like a 2 magnitude range. I don't see that coming. But if things start to really get a little bit out of control in California itself and throughout, because we all know how the way these earthquakes spread out, and the way I've learned to follow on these properly and accurately, at least for me, for the way I do earthquake forecasts, I go based off of the patterns, and I've been watching these patterns ever since the day I started this, and I'd even go back and look at my own videos just to look at these patterns, and I would compare, and that's pretty much how I figure these out, and that's basically, you guys, how I'm able to bring you the forecast that I do. Now, mind you, look what I said last week, because mentioning the most unstable spot on planet Earth, all the way from New Zealand, cutting through Fiji, all the way to Solomon, Indonesia, Philippines. That whole area is one of the weakest plate systems and one of the most unstable. And every single time when there's a mass size earthquake to strike, for example, a 5.8 to a 6.2 on up, it causes a nasty doozy effect. It really does. And next thing you know, here it goes. Even I was mentioning about that 7 magnitude quake that was a possibility to come within a week. That 7.0 has struck literally within hours, literally under 24 hours. And the earthquake, surprisingly, bam, next you know what, Philippines are getting rippled. Now, it was pushed at a 6.9. But you guys, I guarantee it that was a 7.0, and it was a little bit catastrophic for the Philippines over there, and I do send my heart out to them, certainly. And it wasn't a good situation at all, period. Following right behind it, we were going to see multiple sixes on and on and on. Guess what, you guys? We haven't even hit the second week, and it's been already multiple 6 magnitude quakes all throughout that whole area, whether the Philippines or all the way up to Fiji. All those whole areas are getting hit. And it's not even over yet. There's still a possibility for a chance to get another 7 magnitude quake. It is so highly possible. We are literally on the verge of that to come. I see it happening, and I definitely see it, at least I'm going to give or take, if not by the end of next week, it could be before. Just the way how things are looking. Things are not looking good for any part of this whole region of area. Once this gets fully loaded here, now take a look. We're going to go through the EMSC. This is just them by themselves. Excuse with the ad, you guys. Now, this is just with them by themselves. Now, take a look here. As we're even talking about Ontario, we're going to go and check out Ontario, Canada, too, before we end this update. 3.3 magnitude, striking up in Kansas. But then here is a new quake, which was not in the earlier update. But take a look here. This just occurred recently off the coast of Oregon at a 4.1 magnitude earthquake. Guess what's going to come next? As we were speaking about for Ontario. Now, like I said, I'm at a 50% chance for the week that there may be an earthquake. And if Ontario does get hit, you guys will probably get about a small quake. Nothing extreme. But now, here we are. We're looking at this earthquake in Oregon at a 4.1 magnitude at only 10 kilometers depth, which is fairly well shallow. This is going to spread through the west of the whole coastline. So, as far as the west coastline itself, for the state of California, you guys keep your eyes open because there is a great chance of multiple 3 magnitudes, and possibly we might even see a 4.0 strike somewhere along the west coast. Again, this is basically literally in the heart of the Cascadias, right nearby, you guys, not too far away. So definitely keep an eye out for that. And also take a look, southern Alaska, 4.3 magnitude earthquake, following by a 4.1, and again, that was 10 kilometers in depth. And also, here is a new quake. Here's another one. Things are waking up, like I told everybody. 5.6 magnitude earthquake at 152 kilometers in depth. 5.6, ladies and gentlemen. And then also, going into a whole new day, we're looking at a 4.3, and then here it is, 6.6 magnitude earthquake at 15 kilometers in depth. Now, earlier, I did an update, and you guys saw that update, and there was a 6 magnitude. I got to go and look into this because for some reason, now that this is popping up, the 6.6 that did strike was only 10 kilometers in depth. This one is showing me now at 15 kilometers in depth. So before I do give you an official status on this earthquake, I'm going to clear this out. And we'll find out whether if this is a new earthquake or if this is the one from yesterday. See, here's another one. This is by the USGS, and they're recording this at 10 kilometers in depth. So, I'm going to take it that is that 6.9 or 6.8 that had actually struck that area. Now, continuing on up over here, before we do end this, you guys, don't forget we still got to go check out Canada and see what's happening over there. 4.4, 54 kilometers in depth. Also, Indonesia, here we are, 14 kilometers in depth. And then, bam, take a look at this area, 4.6, 10 kilometers in depth, Vanuatu Islands area. This whole area is going to wake up. Now, this is supposed to be just for today. And again, we just barely went into the early morning. It is Wednesday on the 12th here in the early morning of Arizona, and it's currently 1:23 a.m. that you guys can see here. Japan getting a 4.8, consider that a 5.0, very highly possible. And of course, here's a 5.0 right here, striking up in Russia. Now, as far as Canada, let's go take a quick peek in Canada. I want to see what is going on in Canada itself. There has been quite a bit of few signs of earthquakes happening up in Ontario, Canada. So if you guys happen to be watching and you live in Ontario, Canada, here is a quick update for your earthquakes as well, just to let everybody know what is going on. And again, we did go over the Ontario for California, and you guys can see pretty much what is going on here throughout these areas. Now, bear with me a quick second while we take a look at all this, get this all situated here. We're going to check out, I want to see what's going on for Canada and see what the deal is for that area. Give me a second here, you guys. Bear with me, baby. So, 2 earthquakes in southern Ontario. Now, how recent was this? In the last 24 hours. Nothing much going on for Ontario, Canada. Now, this is on the southern side of Ontario. 2 earthquakes in the past 7 days. These are ranging within a 1.5 or greater, followed by 2 earthquakes in the past 30 days, and then 4 in 365 days. So, that I have to say is pretty freaking darn good to not be getting hardly quakes and to go into 365 days and only 4 earthquakes. I definitely don't see nothing coming up for Ontario, Canada anytime soon. Unless there's a huge, massive quake to hit anywhere along the coastal borders of the area. And we've seen quakes as big as 4.0 hit along the coastline between Ontario, between Canada and next door to Alaska, and of course throughout the west of the West Coast. Very interesting. But again, you guys in the Ontario area, as far as for California, just kind of keep your eyes open, you guys. California is like a type of state that when it comes to seismic activity, there's always small trembles and always 0.2, 0.1s. And I still don't get the fact of an earthquake being negative 10 kilometers above ground. That's just a little bit mind-boggling and a little bit kind of weird, if you guys say so. If I had to say, I don't know, you guys. Anyhow, really, lots of love to you guys. Truly appreciate it so much. And I'll leave you guys a couple links. Keep you guys updated. And as well, don't forget, if there's something you guys have in mind, you want me to take a look at something for you, please don't hesitate to ask. Never hesitate to ask me, you guys, because if there's anything I could do, I'd be gladly to do so. Look it up for you. And I just may go on ahead and be able to give you an actual earthquake forecast for that area, saying, hey, this area might get hit, or this area is at a 50-50 chance, such as Ontario. Ontario is definitely not at a 0%. That I can guarantee it. But we are at a 50% chance of a small quake to hit Ontario within the coming week. So do keep you guys' eyes open. Other than that, despite with what's going on for Alaska, take a look here on the front page, U.S. News and World Report 3.2 earthquake. And another earthquake shaking western Montana again. 5 days ago, you guys remember that 5.8 that had struck the area. Very interesting. Another small quake occurred in, again, western. I mean, this stuff is just nuts, you guys. I don't think the volcano is going to blow. But it can blow with the right magnitude of earthquake. Just depends. Continuing in to your later earthquake update, you guys stay tuned in. Heads up high. Love, live, smile. Jeremy, thanks again. Big shout out to you. Loving shout out to all my Vibes team, you guys. Thanks for the support. YouTube.com. Till then, I'll see you guys next time. Love, live, smile. Keep an eye out for esearchy.com as the website is coming back with a new face and, of course, a lot of new stuff to offer. And if you guys are interested, check a look at my Love, Live, Smile custom tee and hoodie available for purchase. And again, custom order at you guys' request. Lots of love. Thanks again. I'll see you later on.